Oh yeah. This is so good. This is one of my favorite breakfasts I've been having, and in the next video all about meal prep, I'm actually going to show you guys how to make it, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. But in this one, I'm going to show you guys my favorite shoulder workouts. Personally, the question I think I get asked the most is, how did I grow my shoulders? I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did to grow mine. So whenever I lift, no matter the body part, I always like to start with the heavy movements and then come back to like the isolation and more hypertrophy based movements later. I think this is good because you don't want to go into those heavy movements burnt out. My go-to heavy movement for shoulders is going to have to be the seated shoulder press. And I like to progressive overload this. Basically, progressive overload is pushing yourself a little bit harder every workout, whether it be with heavier weight or more reps. So say one day you did 4 sets of 8 reps with 70 pounds. The next time you do that workout, you go for 4 sets of 9 reps. And then once you get all the way up to 4 sets of 12 reps, you're going to go back down to 4 sets of 8 reps, but up the weight to say 75 pounds, and then the cycle repeats. Progressive overload is a great way to constantly push yourself harder every single time. Growth happens when you're forced to adapt to new challenges, whether it's in or outside of the gym. But with muscle growth, if your body doesn't have a reason to get stronger, if you're not pushing it harder, then you're not going to grow any muscle. Anyways, I use dumbbells today, but there's also various shoulder press machines that you can use if that's what you like better. I don't think there's a perfect or optimal way that fits everybody. I think everybody should do what works best for them. So using free weights may scientifically be more optimal than using a machine because you're working your stabilizers also, and you're forced to work more than just the muscle you're targeting. But say that someone can't confidently do the weight that is necessary to push themselves with free weights, but they can with a machine. Ultimately, with any workout, I think that everybody should do what works best for them, and not everybody is the same. Anyways, after I knock out my heavy movement, my go-to hypertrophy-based and isolation-based movement for shoulders is going to have to be lat raises. Lat raises are absolutely amazing for destroying your shoulders, and they're cool because you can target different areas of your shoulders as well, depending on the angle of your body. Just like shoulder press, there's a lot of different variations that you can do with lat raises. So I did cables today, but you can also do dumbbells, and then this one-seated lat machine is also one of my favorites. Usually I'll do like 2 different variations of lat raises in the same day, so I'll start with like cables and then come back a little bit later and do the machine. Shoulders are actually one of the muscle groups with the most androgen receptors, which basically means that they can take a lot and recover quickly, so don't be scared to absolutely destroy your shoulders and take them to failure. Also, both this machine and cables, and dumbbells for that matter, are great to do drop sets, which is the best way in my opinion to take something till failure. So basically what you do is you do reps with a heavier weight, and then when you can't do that weight anymore, you lower your weight. And yeah, lat raises are great for this because usually it's so easy to change your weight. You don't have to like change plates or anything like that. You just either change the cable machine or you just pick up lighter dumbbells, and then you can go into your lighter set. Last but not least for my shoulders is rear delts. Now, you don't want to ignore rear delts. I think the best way to get that full like capped look to your shoulder is hitting all of the muscle groups, side delts and rear delts, just because you can't really see them from the front. If you fill them out too, it's going to give your shoulder a fuller look. So I have 2 go-to rear delt exercises. The first one is going to be face pulls, but I do them in a really weird, unique way you probably haven't seen before. Get yourself a rope attachment and attach it to a lat pull down machine. And when you do this, people are probably going to look at you weird and be like, why is that guy attaching a rope to a lat pull down? Just trust. This is an absolutely insane way to hit your rear delts with face pulls without having to worry too much about like form or balance or anything. So basically, you're just going to lean way back in the lat pull down, and you're going to do a face pull just like this. And like I said, this will absolutely destroy your rear delt, so give it a try. My other favorite rear delt exercise is just going to be the classic rear delt flies on a pec deck. This is great because the machine basically does all the form for you, and all you have to focus on is moving the weight and hitting that muscle. So rear delts can be hard to really target, especially with things like cables or whatever. So this is a really beginner-friendly exercise that you don't have to worry about form too much. You kind of just have to move the weight. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for my favorite shoulder workouts. This isn't a full workout. This is part of a chest day as well, which I'll get into in another video. But These are definitely the main movements I've used to grow my shoulders. All right, pretty good shoulder day. Here's another one of the meals I'm going to show you guys how to make in my next meal prep video. It's my post-workout meal, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that.